These billionaire CEOs might be out here balling and buying Twitter and whatnot, but have you ever thought about how heavy the security is on these men? They're practically walking deposits, and they always have enough security on them at all times. But at what cost exactly? Of course, it costs a fortune, maybe more than your mortgage even. Welcome back to our channel, and today we're going to fill you in on how much billionaire CEOs spend on security. So sit tight, relax, and prepare to be enlightened. Let's get started. Number 7. Eric Schmidt. Eric Schmidt, born in 1955, is an American software engineer and businessman, well known for being the CEO of Google from 2001 to 2011, the executive chairman of Google from 2011 to 2015, the executive chairman of Alphabet Incorporated from 2015 to 2017, and the technical advisor at Alphabet Incorporated from 2017 to 2020. With a current net worth of $14 billion, Schmidt stepped down as the chairman of Google in 2018. And the year before, the company spent around a whopping sum of $296,353 on his personal security. Going back in time, his 2009 compensation fell by 52%, as Google spent less on his personal security expenditures and the cost of moving his family and friends around in the company's jets. His complete compensation for 2009 was $245,322, almost all of which was connected to travel expenses and security, according to the company's proxy statement. Eric, like his co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin, received a yearly salary of just $1 and doesn't receive stock options. He is, however, entitled to use the company's jets and security measures, and back in 2008, the company spent $508,764 on these expenses, $106,201 on the company's jets, and $402,562 on personal security. Wow! Google, however, had to put the brakes on his lavish spending in 2009 amidst an uncertain economic environment that was led by CFO Patrick Pichette. As a result, Eric Schmidt's travel expenses fell by 90% to $10,119, and his security expenses fell by 42% to $233,542. It, however, seems like his expenses went up again in the years to come. Number 6. Tim Cook. Apple CEO Tim Cook is next in line. The company spent approximately $457,000 on private security for Cook in 2019. According to a proxy statement filed, expenses on security went up by 104%, from $310,000 in 2018. This might still be considered an acceptable expense, especially since Apple constantly dips in and out of being the most valuable company in the world. Tim Cook's travel expenses also surged by 239% to $315,311, which is a result of his vigorous lobbying to save his company from the brunt of the trade war between the US and China. Tim Cook's salary had remained flat over the past years, according to the company's proxy statement, but compensation for his air travel and security surged in 2019 due to his private attempts to advocate for Apple in Washington, D.C. In 2019, the CEO met with then-President Donald Trump for a considerable amount of time to hold Trump's ear amidst a trade war with China. Number 5. Dara Khosrowshahi. A proxy statement that was filed by Uber in 2020 stated that the company paid out $596,544 in personal security and business security costs for the company's CEO Khosrowshahi. This was a shocking drop since 2018, as the company's filing unraveled that Dara Khosrowshahi's annual compensation included $2 million for security expenses that are equivalent to his bonus. Back in 2019, the company equally paid over $1.3 million for expenses incurred by personal travel in vehicles that aren't from the company. Number 4. Sundar Pichai. The cost of the CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai's personal security, almost doubled in 2018. It was reported that the CEO spent over $1.2 million in 2018 compared to $680,000 that was spent the year before. Sundar Pichai's security details were raised a few months after an active shooter on one of YouTube's campuses left 3 employees hurt in April 2018. Alphabet's compensation committee reportedly approved an overall security program for the tech giant in July 2018. According to a spokesperson for the company, the program for Pichai was not entirely new and is something that is repeatedly adjusted. His security expenses had, in fact, also taken a hike from 2016 to 2017. Number 3. Jeff Bezos. The richest man doesn't spend a fortune on personal security, not publicly at least. Forbes reported that the amount Amazon releases for the CEO's security has not changed since 2012, despite his wealth growing to over $100 billion. A spokesperson for the company stated that Jeff paid separately for his personal security. Spotted by the Daily Beast, a Seattle City planning permit showed that the company applied to install bulletproof panels in Jeff's office in late 2018 and were granted permission in January 2019. The panels cost $180,000 to install and can face several shots from a military assault rifle. Following his affair after his intimate texts to Lauren Sanchez were leaked to National Enquirer, Jeff hired Gavin DeBecker, his own personal security chief, to investigate who leaked the texts. Bezos' security expenses are about $1.6 million, and it sounds just okay for one of the richest men in the world. DeBecker wrote in the Daily Beast that Bezos told him to spend whatever is required to get the answers to how the Enquirer obtained his texts. His investigation ended with enough certainty that Saudi Arabia was the source of it. Jeff owns the Washington Post, which reported deeply the demise of Jamal Khashoggi, the journalist who was killed in the Saudi consulate in Istanbul back in 2018. In 2020, a forensic investigation of the billionaire's phone revealed that he had been hacked through WhatsApp in 2018, most likely by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Saudi Arabia might have denied the accusation, but the United Nations believed the claim. Number 2. Larry Ellison. Oracle pays the yearly expenses of watching over co-founder and CTO Larry Ellison's primary residence, which Forbes suggested is most likely to be his Japanese-inspired Woodside estate in California. The company, however, did not comment. The company spent a whopping $1.5 million on security expenses for Ellison, who stepped down as CEO of the company, but will still serve as executive chairman and chief technology officer of the software company. The company stated in an SEC filing that the $1.5 million was used for security-related expenses and costs at Ellison's home. The SEC filing stated that the company's board of directors required that Larry have a home security system for his home, including security personnel. The filing stated that the security measures are needed for the company's benefit because of Larry Ellison's importance to Oracle, adding that the security expenses are appropriate and essential. The filing also stated that Ellison paid for the procurement, installation, and maintenance of the security equipment, while the company covers the yearly staff costs. Number 1. Mark Zuckerberg. Topping the list is none other than Mr. Meta himself. Mark's security expenses took to the skies, and coupled with the tough year the company had back in 2018. Facebook, now Meta, spent a whopping $10 million on personal security for Mark in 2018, which was $2.5 million more than the year before. Zuckerberg was also given a pre-tax allowance of $10 million for extra costs to do with keeping him and the rest of his family safe. The company said in an SEC filing that the public annoyance directed at Meta was part of the reason Mark had an increase in security expenses. The company explained that Zuckerberg is synonymous with Meta, and negative remarks directed to the company are closely associated and most time transferred to Mark. The company upheld that huge amount for 2019, per a proxy filing from mid-2020, spending about $23 million on Mark's travel costs and security. Rob Price from Business Insider released a 5,000-word investigation into the company's security operations and found out that Mark is already protected by armed protection officers who stand guard outside his homes in the Bay Area, one of which features a panic room. Rob Price also found out a common rumor among the company's employees that Mark has a panic chute in case the need arises to evacuate the offices. An insider told Rob Price that they've been briefed on the passageway's existence. The company, however, did not comment. Several billionaire CEOs are still yet to disclose their security expenses to the public, including SpaceX CEO and most recent Twitter owner Elon Musk. Well, that's all for today's video. What do you think of these CEOs and their cost of security? Do you think they spend too much money on security? Make sure to share your views in the comment section below. Hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content every day.